Alright guys, this is the first time I've ever done a screen recording like this, but I'm going to try and step you through what the setup is for CueReady. So if you have any questions, you'll be able to refer to this and see just how easy it is. I really tried to take the big red crayon approach to this, to where I tried to anticipate any kind of headache there might be. So hopefully I've covered them all here. So let's go ahead and install the program, which I've actually got over here in my Dropbox. And here's the setup program, so we're going to start it. And we'll put it on the desktop. I'm doing this on a secondary, excuse me, on a second laptop, because I don't want to screw what I've got already put together on my laptop that already works. So this one's just to show you guys what's going on. Alright, so it's gonna launch the README text, and it's gonna launch the setup program there. The README, it tells you what it does, so on and so forth. I essentially put in there that, you know, this as-is software. You know, I've tried to make it as easy as possible, so there's no real tech assistance with this. However, if you find out that it's just not working with your format, reach out to me, info@radioreadyware.com, and I'll make sure that it ends up working for your type. Remember, this thing was set up to run with Nextcast, but I figured out since then that if you use a program where your cue sheets need to be in a folder with your syndicated show segments, this will do it. You just got to tell it where it is that you want to put it, and that's what we're going to do here. So you got to go over here first, and let's look at this. It's a digital download only, no refund, sales are final, no technical support. It's pretty self-explanatory, but again, if you find out it's not working with your version of a cue sheet, you let me know. We'll find out. I'll make it work for that. I'll do an update to the program. And always test this before you rely on it. But once you get it set up, it really handles the business here. No warranty with it. It's provided as is, and you're responsible for your backups. We do not write backup files. So you agree and understand, go on. And then it comes up and says, all right, let's say what your show is that you want to set up this for. And I'm going to use one that I already have that I'm playing on my station, Oldies.Gold. It's called The Rewind, and that is by Joe Shannon. And if you need a great rock and roll hour-long program, get with me. I'll get you hooked up with him. So then it says, show me where the Rewind show schedule, song list, artists, and times is. So we're going to hit Browse, and he gives me that information in Dropbox. So we'll go down here to find the Rewind, and let's see, there's the promo. It's in this folder. You don't have to select the actual file. You're just telling what folder that the schedule is in. Then it says, show me where the Rewind show files are, the actual segments. They're actually in that folder as well. So I'll click it again, and see, it's found 3 audio files there. Now it says, tell me where to save the cue files that it creates. So you're going to go in here. I've set up a couple of folders on my desktop here, so they're easy to find. I'm going to have it put the cue files here in the Rewind folder. And it asks you how many hours your show is, and you have to type something in there. 1 until it's set. It says, now show me, well, it says Nextcast, but show me what folder where you want the segments to be, or where you want them stored at once it's done, because it's going to move these files for you to where you want them at. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to tell it I want it to put it in the Rewind folder on my desktop. So it's there. Do you receive a weekly promo? Yes. Show me where the promo file is. So I'm gonna go back over here to my Dropbox, down to the rewind. As soon as I can find it again, there it is. My promo is in there. Click on it, it tells it where that is, and then tell me where you want to be stored. Again, mine says Nextcast, but it's just wherever you want it stored when you're done. We're going to put that back on the desktop, and we're going to put it in the promo folder. We're going to select that folder and say OK. Then you're going to hit Next. Verify your tracks. Don't Stop Running, Triumph, Stevie Nicks. Okay, so that's going to show you like the first 5 or so of them. And if the tracks look correct, click Next to continue. If you want, it can send you an email when it's done with the automation run. And that's the cool thing about this is I set it up to where you're going to put in the day and time that you want it to run this, and then it does it for you every week or every day. You know how often you tell it to do this. So I'm gonna excuse me, I got the crud. Anyway, I'm gonna tell it just to show you how to do it here. We're gonna say, and what's today? Thursday. And we'll say 2300 just for gigs. Now it says, would you like CueReady to automatically schedule this for you? And yes, please. And then it will send you an email saying every time it runs the show file, so let you know if it had any problems with it. So mine would be mail dot. I'm guessing on this because I just set up that website so that I can make this available to everybody out there. I haven't really set up a password on here yet. It may not work. I'll have to go back and look at that. That may be it. I'm not. And while it's figuring that out, we'll go on and do the rest of this here. Okay, so it says you're all set here. The rewind shows you all of the stuff there, so I'll tell it to save and finish. Alright, so then it pops up and says, you ready to run this sucker? And tell it run it now. So it's running the program, the automation has started. Well, look at there. It's moved the files over. Rewind 1, 2, and 3. There's the cue sheets to go with it. 1, 2, and 3. And there is the program log that they sent me that it built those cue sheets from. See, it shows complete there. And you'll look over here in the rewind promo. It's moved the promo into that particular folder itself right there. That's how it works, guys. Really easy program, and like I said, I tried to make this as simple as possible and anticipate any errors that you might run into. So there it is. If you like it, get you some of it. And tell your friends about it, because I could use the extra money. All right, I've got a bunch more stuff that's in the pipeline as well that we use out there in the radio community, and I hope you'll be interested in it. And I promise to keep them all as reasonably priced as possible because I'm one of you guys. I'm doing this out of my pocket, so hope you like it. And if you have any questions, get hold of me. Shoot me an email, info@radioreadyware.com. Thanks.